First and foremost, you have to tip your cap to Coach Saban and his team and his program. You know, that's a heck of a ball club right there. And from a program standpoint, that should be what motivates us every single day. You want to know what the best team in the SEC looks like, and a team that can compete for a national championship. That's it. So you know, we wake up every day. You know, that's what we're chasing, and that's the standard and the type of team that we want to become. I think certainly defensively, we continue to play well. We continue to fight our tails off. You know, and I think we held them under 350 yards. And it was most proud of them bowing their back on that last drive and keeping them out of the end zone. And you know, that's the type of pride and physicality that we played with defensively, and certainly, you know, gave ourselves an opportunity with how we played. Offensively, you know, certainly, you know, 2 games in a row now they pitched a shutout, and we're not going to beat anybody by scoring 0 points. So had some opportunities throughout the game, but too many miscues. I mean, guys open, you know, balls being snapped early. But when you're not running it well, and you're not moving it in the air and not creating explosive plays against a defense like this, it's going to be, give yourself a hard time to win. And then special teams weren't very special, so we got to find a way to be better there. I thought our punting improved at times, but you can't drop a punt. You know, there's just things in those 2 phases when you're playing an opponent like this and the margin are very small that aren't going to allow you to win a game like this against an opponent like this at their place. Any questions?
Question, Joel.
What did you say on the first drive for Alabama on the fumble that wasn't? Was that something you considered challenging, or just what did you say?
I considered challenging it, but the information I got from my guys up in the booth who saw it and had a great view of it said that the guy was down. And it wasn't going to be overturned. So I used the guys up in the booth to get that information because they said the guy was down.
Brett.
I didn't notice Leo Lewis play today. Did he travel?
Leo didn't travel. Leo's sick. He got an illness to prevent him from coming to the game.
Joe, it looked like a couple of inadvertent snaps or premature snaps. What was happening on those couple of plays?
I mean, 1, it was loud. I mean, 2, we worked on it, you know, all week once again. And I don't want to say Elton was jumpy, but I mean, we were working off a clap cadence, and he's saying he heard something that sounded like a clap, and the thing got snapped. So, you know, certainly those are things. You get positive first down plays, and 2 of those happen. Put you in 2nd and long. Can't be behind the sticks against these guys. So I think it happened twice, and that's too many times.
Steve.
Coach, what if any explanation did you get on that block in the back penalty just before the half?
Yeah, I'm looking on film. I'm not going to talk about that. There was an explanation, but I'm not going to delve deeper into that.
Robbie to the left here.
Gave up 150 yards on the first 2 possessions. I think 150 the rest of the ball game. What kind of adjustments did Coach Shute make defensively that allowed the defense to have so much success against Tua?
Yeah, I think we just settled in. I think a lot of it, you know, I think they scored on their opening drive in every game except 1 this year. So obviously Coach Loxley and the staff did a good job putting an initial game plan together. I think after those first 2 series, you know, the defensive staff did a good job communicating what are they doing, what we need to do to change and defend it, continuing to mix up the little base zones and pressures. So obviously we did a pretty good job there defending it, creating some turnovers.
Joel.
Willie Gay came out and had a really good day today. Just what did you see from him today, and just talk about his overall performance?
Got the big interception. You know, he and Leo have been splitting reps basically down the middle for quite a time this season, and you know, very athletic guy. You know, makes a lot of plays in the run game, but also athletic. Is also you know, savvy enough in the pass game to get his drops, and you know, can cover the entire width and length of the field. So you know, a big positive step for Willie today in Leo's absence. You know, essentially playing the whole game.
Brett and Tyler.
With Landrews out, you went with we looked like Gaben was at nickel,
yep.
right? And CJ in his spot. What made you choose that configuration? How do you think CJ played with more reps?
No, I think those guys. You know, the biggest thing was, you know, we didn't want to throw Marcus in there as a starter. You know, with his level of experience, and John's kind of done it all, and you know, played a lot of football in a lot of positions. Got a high football IQ, so it was an easy transition for him there. You know, to get some more, you know, experience on the field. I know Marcus played some in our dime packages, but a combination of John and CJ and Chris Grayford rolled through there as well. You know, based on, you know, now Brian Cole and Landry's now both being hurt. You know, I thought those guys did a good job adjusting.
Tyler.
After that Alabama fumble in the second quarter, I think it was, you came out and called the flea flicker. It
Yeah.
looked like it developed pretty well.
Yeah, he was wide open. He was taking it behind him.
Yeah, what did you see on why Nick didn't
Yeah.
take the throw there?
He got his eyes down and said he couldn't find him. Said he couldn't see him. So that's something we had drawn up during the week and said we need to create explosive plays and called a bunch of down the field throws and connected on a decent number of them. But that was one right there. You wish you could have seen him because he was screaming open.
Ivan.
So y'all stopped them in a way nobody stopped them all year.
Yeah.
And yet you lose by 24. What does that say about the level they're at?
Yeah, I think we would say they're number one for a reason. And it's not just the offense, it's not just the defense, it's not just the special teams, but it's the whole picture and how they put it together. And offensively, I think they're averaging 571 yards a game, close to or over 50 points. And they could beat you that way, but defensively, as you've seen the last 2 weeks, I mean, they just overwhelm you at times. In the front with 92 and 99, and the other guys, I mean, those are all, you're talking possible all first-round picks, and the backers can run, and the guys on the back end can cover. So it's not like you say, well, we're going to exploit this because they can stop the run and stop the pass, and they perform well on special teams. So to play well against them defensively, I'll say, neutralize them, limit them. We certainly didn't stop them, but that's where their defense picked up the slack.
Brett.
You were in a lot of less than advantageous third downs in the first half. Was there something more than penalties and sacks there, or is it that simple?
No, I think you probably hit the nail on the head. Penalty sacks, some of the miscues with the snap counts. Certainly tackles for loss. You want to stay out of those against these guys. Being second, medium, third, and short. To stay ahead of the chains because with the way they rush the passer and the way they cover, those become hard to convert.
Tucker Day said last week he was switching back to his mechanics he used in high school. Have you seen an improvement over the last 2 weeks with him?
Yeah, he moved a few today. He hit some good ones. We also did some, sky kicks to try to create some more hang time to cover. But the big thing with him is we know he can do it. It's a consistency aspect.
Tyler.
Other than some of those sacks that Nick took, it looked like he was throwing the ball pretty well today. How would you say he played?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and look at the film, but from a throwing perspective, I thought against a very good defense, he stood in there, made some good reads, delivered some accurate balls. I know there were some, progressions and reads where it didn't necessarily go to the right guy, and that could have helped us. But when you get shut out, it's hard to say you made a ton of progress. But I thought against a good defense and what we're looking for him to do passing the ball, it's hopefully a continuation and a progression of what he's done the past 2 weeks.
How can officiating and turnovers affect momentum in a game like this?
Yeah, certainly when you get a turnover, you want to capitalize on that, and we got one of those. And, they bowed their back and had a positive first down play, and then got behind the chains and had to punt it. And then certainly, anytime you get points taken off the board, that definitely swings the momentum in a different direction.
Tyler.
After some of those turnovers, did it feel like you guys maybe had a chance to do something? You could have hopped right back in that ball game, or is it sort of like a hopeless feeling on the sideline almost?
I wouldn't say hopeless at all. I think our kids were, feeding off the momentum of our defense, and would come out, and, we just weren't able to convert many third downs. And we talked about the things that were going to win the game: explosive play margin, turnover margin, third down. We needed to convert some of those third downs and continue the drives, and whether it was 3rd and 1 and not a convert, or drop pass, or Nick sliding a yard short of the chains there. Those are all things that continue drives and give us an opportunity to put points on the board. And I thought, from a situational football standpoint, that that third down was the thing that at least hurt us offensively.
Anything else? All right, great. We'll have players shortly.